let's do this again. I just made the video and then my wife called and so I ruined it. Alright, try to make this video as quick as I can. A lot's happened since the last time I talked to you. One thing that I quit smoking, and that was on December the 31st. I'm going to make that video next because I'm using electronic cigarettes and I wanted to talk about that. Anyway, New Year's, I wasn't feeling good because I swollen lymph nodes, so I went to bed. And then when I woke up, I had this pain in my chest. And I didn't know if it was my lung or if it was my heart. It was on this side, on the left side. So anyway, I laid different ways. It wouldn't go away. It kept getting worse and worse. And it was almost making me want to cry. You know, it was hurting so bad. So then I called the ambulance, and they took me there, and they wanted to keep me overnight. I did not like that. In fact, by that next morning, they wanted to keep me for a few days. Anyway, they took x-ray of my chest area, did a CAT scan. They were worried about the lymph node too, wondering if it was not related. I was worried about cancer. I mean, that was my main thing. And then they did a lot of blood tests. They hooked me up to an IV, and my hand right there was all taped up. And I'll tell you, the EKG, which I had a portable EKG, and look at that. It was a bitch to get off. I had this chest full of hair, and I ended up shaving it off when I got home. Wish I had shaved it off before I went there. It was terrible, painful. Even on the wrist, everything was painful. They did a lot of tests, and then they put me on very strong antibiotics and an IV drip, and they even had this shot that protected my heart or something. It was a shot in my stomach, and that didn't hurt too bad. See, I have a fear of needles. I hate needles, but they took my blood so many times, and then, you know, checked me with my blood sugar before I ate. I felt like a crack whore, you know what I mean, with all these needle marks everywhere. It was terrible, and it wasn't getting any better each time. And so anyway, on top of that, you know, I don't like going to the bathroom at other people's houses. I don't like going to the bathroom in a hospital. And so on top of that, I had this IV. I couldn't even turn my wrist, because if you did, it moved it out and then moved it in. And so wiping your butt was basically impossible. I mean, I got it done, but man, it was painful. And when I went into the bathroom, I had a portable EKG, and then I had the IV, which was on a wheels, so I had to take that with me. It was terrible. I didn't like it. Anyway, everybody there was nice. The doctors were nice. Everybody was great, and the food was great. You got 15 points or something like that, 5 per a meal, and then there was things that didn't count at all. You could have as many times as you want, like broccoli and carrots and green beans and cottage cheese and coleslaw, stuff like that. That didn't count. Empty points. So, and there was some other things too. Anyway, I did not want to do the stress test. The next day they wanted to do a stress test, and they were going to inject this radiation liquid into my body, and they could control my heart, speed it up or slow it down. And I didn't like the idea at all, because they did agree with my idea here. My hunch just told me this is not good, because if there is a flaw in your heart, it's going to make it happen, and that means that it could make me have a heart attack. And I looked it up on the internet when I got back, and yes, there's people that have died doing the stress test. They either go home and die, or they've died actually taking the test. And I didn't want that. I didn't want to take any chance. It might be, normally I'm not running that fast, as fast as they're making my heart go. So think about it. It could take years before something happened if there was something wrong. Now, the one good thing is this. All the tests that they had done so far, I was worried about cancer and stuff like that. Everything was showing nothing. Everything was showing absolutely nothing. And I quit smoking on the 31st, and it dawned on me, there was a couple relatives that mentioned it, and I believe that they were right, is that here I was smoking 2 and sometimes 2.5 packs of cigarettes a day, and then I dropped down to the patches, which is only 1. It's only worth 1 pack of cigarettes. I think it might have been that. I was just feeling like a big major nicotine fit, is what I'm thinking. All the test results showed no cancer anywhere and nothing wrong with the heart. So, but the stress test, I just, just didn't like the idea whatsoever. Not. So I They tried to talk me into staying. They were really nice about it, but I said, no, I want to go home. And Chelsea had finally showed up, and so ended up, they let me. I signed my papers and all that, and then I left and went home. And I've been feeling great and fine. And the antibiotics they gave me a prescription, and it's basically almost gone. I mean, it's down to the size like the end of this. It's very small. When it was like a grape, that big, and now it's very small, and there's no pain whatsoever. So it's almost gone. So they don't know what it was, and there was only one lip note that was swollen, nowhere else. Anyway, so that's what happened. Man, that was something else. You know, I hated being there, especially overnight. It was boring, extremely. There was TV and stuff like that, but it was just, I just didn't like it. They were always constantly coming in there, waking you up throughout the night, doing blood tests, taking your urine. I had to pee in this bottle, and they were collecting that and all that. I'd rather just pee in the toilet. It just, you know, I don't like going to the hospital, but I didn't go. I only go when I absolutely think that I have to. You know what I'm saying? Now, if the blood test and all that showed something, then I probably would have done the stress test no matter what. But since everything was showing okay, I started thinking it probably was just the nicotine. So, anyway, that's what happened. That was my stay at the hospital. You know, I sure wish I would have done something for New Year's, but unfortunately, no, I was in pain. So now it's been 5 days of not smoking. And my birthday is tomorrow. I'll be 42 years old. God, I hate that. Anyway, you guys have a good one. Take care, and God bless.